right, go for it, brother.
Here we go. Cheers. Order it up. Episode 37. You put down the other one? Rodney Harrison?
Yeah. Shout out to DJ Milk for the beats. This is the Village Legends Podcast, episode 37, your sports slice of heaven. I'm Cess, that's C Flash, my partner by my side here. We're talking sports today all around the globe, the Olympics, getting down to it, NFL offseason hot and heavy. My brother, we got to talk World Baseball Classic, a little baseball news, some NBA All-Star Weekend coverage to give you guys, and a lot more where that came from. It's a gold Monday out here, C Flash. Talk to him, my brother. Say what's up to the peeps.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. And for those who are with us, I hope everybody had a great Monday. Happy Monday to all. And get yourself situated, get yourself ready, and let's talk about some sports. We have some hot stuff to talk about. And I'm ready to dig into it. Seth, what you think? Let's go.
Let's do it, brother. Talk to him. What do we got first?
We're going to start with the NFL, my good people. As everyone knows, Tyreek Hill, I don't think it was pretty much a secret. Tyreek Hill was miserable in Miami. He went there as just like any other athlete would go because of that money. He took that, they offered him that money, and he knew his worth. He knew that he was worth all the money in the world because he was one of the top receivers in the NFL. Dangerous. It pretty much started souring for his career, so much so that last season, as everyone could remember the play that where he got injured, he tore his ACL and his leg shattered as well. It was pointing in the wrong direction. Just looked crazy. But if anyone does remember that particular play, when he was being carted off, did you see him? He's over there shaking everybody's hand, but he's smiling. He's smiling to say yes, and he's over there praying to God up in the air, saying thank you, because he wanted out. The whole situation, and in my mind, and Seth, and I'm gonna bring you in on this because Tyreek Hill knew what it was, and he thought he had. Well, the Dolphins organization thought they had their quarterback of the future. I have some problems with that because Tua Tagovailoa, he showed signs of concussion issues.
Big time.
But because of the NFL deadline and how the quarterbacks were getting paid, they had to make a decision. So they made the decision to keep him. I don't know why. And I'm not trying to throw daggers at the Dolphins organization, but I'm going to throw a dagger today. That was stupid. This boy had shown that he's injury prone, and you guys kept him, and you paid him a max contract, which is insane. And also, he wasn't. Tyreek was not the only one that got released. We're going to talk about linebacker Nick Chubb. I'm sorry, that's the running back. Sorry, Bradley Chubb. I stand corrected on that. Pretty much, like I said, we all knew that this was going to come to an end eventually. The Dolphins will save $23 million in cap space by releasing him, and probably releasing by releasing Tyreek Hill, $23 million in cap space. I don't know how much they're going to save by releasing Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb can still play the game. Again, when you have a team that's losing, I just think it brings down a morale. It brings down the motivation. And believe me, I played this game, and it's not at this level because that's the NFL. But it's tough when you lose. Nobody really wants to show up, but you have to. You're being paid. This is the career you chose. So that's what you think about that.
I have to agree with you, my brother. Tyreek Hill's an interesting one. Going back to him real quick, do you think his career will continue at the level that it's been before? You think he's going to come back strong and perform on another squad?
100%.
Yeah.
Listen, injuries that come to the legs, especially when there's an ACL tear or any type of
Take some time.
Achilles tear, it takes a full year.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes that injury just it can derail your career.
Yeah.
So
we've seen it.
The talks is that Tyreek's gonna go back to Kansas City. He's gonna go back and play with Showtime Mahomes. And
that'd be good for him.
We still don't even know what's going on with Kelsey. So he has a lot going on and is Travis going to retire? So the smart thing to do, and believe me, the only reason why Tyreek Hill left Kansas City is because they were not trying to offer him the money that Miami offered him. So if it makes money, it makes sense. And I'm not mad at him. He did what was best for him and his family.
Yeah.
And but Tyreek Hill has an opportunity to go back, and I feel if the Kansas City also just hired or re-signed Eric Bieniemy. Now he's officially their offensive coordinator. So what Kansas City's trying to do is bring back the chemistry that worked. And Pat Mahomes tore his ACL last year. Again, it takes a full year to recover from that injury. I know about it. I know people who suffer from it. But it makes sense right now. It makes sense. So I expect Tyreek Hill to find his way back to Kansas City. If not, we'll see.
Interesting. Good stuff, my brother. Good stuff. What else is going on in the NFL? Anything else? The news?
This is a shout out to the young NFL players. We know that you guys, when you come out and you get drafted, they have those little classes on how to save your money and not spend your money recklessly. But also protect yourself in the streets and protect yourself through everything, through social media, all of that. As of recently, Cleveland Browns safety Ronnie Hickman was assaulted in a lobby in New York City, in a New York City hotel on Monday morning around 4:30 a.m. by 4 people. He is recovering at home at this time. He's not at the hospital. And I just think it's insane that this is still going on. Players, y'all have to be more responsible. You have to keep people, just hire a security guard. Not even a security guard, but hire a bouncer. Somebody who is good in defensive tactics. Pay them and pay them well, okay? Also, stop hanging with the crowds that's going to put you in a situation because people know who you are. And in New York, we all know because Hickman is from New Jersey. Shout out to Hickman for being a Jersey kid. But at the end of the day, we all know if you go to New York, my brother, they coming. It don't matter how big or how swole you think you are. You got assaulted by 4 dudes. It seemed like it was a setup to me. Flashback to New York Jets cornerback Chris Boyd. He was shot and critically injured in November of last year. So we need to start. The NFL needs to start protecting their players. I'm not going to say we because I'm not part of that. I'm saying the NFL needs to start protecting their players, and these players have to have some type of role of accountability as well. Y'all got to be careful.
Got to be more careful. It's like the old Kevin Hart joke. Everybody knows something nowadays. So they're going to test you just to test you, just because they say, oh, there's a pro athlete here. Somebody, especially in New York, they're going to want to test you just to test you.
Facts. Facts.
So you got to be prepared for that, and you got to know how to react, for sure. And it's good to have, like you said, more people around you, people that are skilled in those type of situations. And, what else can we say, my brother?
Just be careful. Yeah, young lions, be careful. The streets is wild.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are, my brother. Anything else on the gridiron?
That's pretty much it, Sess.
All right, my brother. We move from there. I guess let's move over to Italy. the Winter Olympics, hot and heavy, my brother. I know you wanted to talk about some things. Hit him with it.
Congratulations to Miss Elena Myers Taylor, 41 years old.
Woo!
In her 40s. Go, girl, you go. Listen, we ain't old when you hit them 40s. But you know what? We also get wiser. I believe that when everybody keeps talking about, oh, you're in your prime in your 30s. No, people are in their prime still in their 40s. People don't even know what their prime is, until you feel your prime. So, age is nothing but a number. But, shout out to Miss Elena Myers Taylor. She has become the oldest American woman to ever win gold. She won in the monobob title. She won the monobob title in 3 minutes and 57.93 seconds. So shout out to Miss Taylor. She's another testament and an example of those who never give up. She was successful in other events. But I believe this might be her first gold. If not, I stand corrected. But we want to applaud you because you're a person in your 40s.
Beautiful.
Who gelling and you have a lot to be excited for. I'm proud of you, mama.
Good stuff, bro.
Also, shout out to the Olympics and the Olympics U.S. women's hockey team. They are now 5-0. They blanked Sweden in their last game. They will be
dominating.
Huh?
They're dominating.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are. These girls that are playing female hockey, they are remarkable, amazing, all the things that you could think of. Because not only are they representing our country, but they just keep doing their damn thing. As if like they have something to prove, and that's what we love to see. Play like you have something to prove. They are advancing to, I guess, the finals to capture Olympic gold. Also, a quick tidbit says they have shut out 5 teams, so they have 5 blowouts.
That is domination, brother.
These ladies are no joke. I want to give, even though she's not in the U.S., but I want to give a shout out to Oldham, Megan Oldham. She won a gold medal for Canada for the free ski big air event. So shout out to her. We just, I know we should just be talking about U.S., but hey, Canada is right there with us, and we interact with Canada all the time. So I want to give a shout out to Canada as well.
Shout out to Canada.
U.S. men's hockey team remains undefeated. They defeated Germany 5-1. They head to a knockout round now, and in total, the U.S. has 5 gold medals. So I think that is a major accomplishment. But at the end of the day, as Americans, we are not shocked. We are very proud. Please keep representing our country because we need it right now. Trust and believe we need it. So shout out to all of our Olympians that are doing their damn thing, and more to come because this is the Winter Olympics.
Yes, indeed, my brother. As you mentioned, 5 gold medals for the U.S., 8 silver. The Netherlands, 6 gold, 5 silver. Italy has broken their own Winter Olympic record, having with their most medals yet in their history. They got 8 gold medals. Shout out to them, 4 silver. And leading the way right now is Norway with 12 gold medals and 7 silver, my brother. So
they're not playing. That's what it's all about. You work hard. You work hard day in and day out. This is what it's about. When you get that medal, man, listen, that's what it's all about. This is why we love sports. That's why me and Cess love sports. This is an incredible thing, regardless of the Olympics. When you win a championship, listen, my good people, hear me. When you win a championship, and it doesn't matter in what sport, if it's something that you love and you have found passion in, and you win a championship, or you are looked at as the best, there's no greater feeling, And sometimes people find it in their 40s. That's not to judge them. So that's all I want to say. Shout out to everybody that's winning and becoming a champion, especially in these times and days that we're going through.
No doubt. No doubt, my brother. Anything else with the Olympics? We move on. Keep it moving.
That's it, sir.
All right, let's get to the diamond. A lot to work through with the major leagues, my brother. Major League Baseball, the World Baseball Classic is around the corner. Where do you want to start with that? A lot to talk about there.
You want to go to the? Let's talk about the comments that owner Steve Cohen has made for the New York Mets, or you want to talk about the WBC real fast?
Ooh. Let's talk Mets first. Uncle Steve has said he has come out and told the press as long as he owns the Mets, he will never name a team captain, my brother. As we were talking before the podcast today, it's just something he feels he wants to keep the clubhouse unique and I guess loose in a certain way and not have that pressure on someone. I guess you could say. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
I personally feel because of the area and the I want to say culture, but I'm not going to say culture. Because it's the New York metropolitan area, there should always be a captain. Okay? There's so many distractions in where we're at that players can get real lackadaisical and they could just fall into a rut real fast because they were out there in them streets partying, coming to practice late. Some start becoming divas. I really personally feel that there should always be a captain in New York. Doesn't matter what sport it is, there should be captain or captains. I respect Steve Cohen. You are the owner, but I don't agree with you.
This is an interesting conversation. Trey checks in. She says there should be a captain. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't totally disagree with you. I think there should be a captain. I think there should be a captain when there warrants there to be a captain. In other words, when you have Derek Jeter, you know that's the captain. You know what I mean? That's warranted. Everybody, all the players look up to him. He's the most clutch out there. Where he goes, the team follows. You know what I mean? Something like that. You know that he should be the captain. Now, when David Wright was a Met, I know you were one of the guys who called for him to be named the captain.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know
it's about class.
Right.
It's about somebody that's going to bring that, make players accountable.
Okay, so like I said, I agree with you when it's warranted. Do you think we have a captain on this team right now that holds them accountable?
We have players who have major high contracts.
Right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Seth, by what I'm saying, correct me if I'm wrong. I agree that there shouldn't be a captain right now.
Okay.
Because there is some issues that are steaming in that locker room and they have to be addressed. Some might say that there's not. No, there is some issues because you have some real legit superstars in that locker room. And it started from last year. So we need to get that fixed. And then eventually a captain.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think some of their moves, probably Nimmo, Alonso, I bet were to address some of the clubhouse stuff. Lindor was asked just yesterday what he feels about the clubhouse. He says, are we best friends? No. He goes, but do we have each other's backs out there? And do we love each other out there on the field? He goes, yes, we do. And that's what you want to hear from maybe your captain. I mean, Lindor will probably be the closest thing to a captain to be named now. But you know what? Hopefully it's water under the bridge. Whatever happened, happened. And I believe him when he says that. You know what I mean? I believe that he says, listen, we got each other's backs out there. We don't have to hang out. Although we do have Freddie Peralta, who they say is amazing for the clubhouse, that after every home game, there's a party at his house. And all the players are invited. All the coaching staff's invited. So it's a way to bring them together. Every home day game, I should say, not night game. Every home day game. It's a party at Peralta. So we'll see what happens, my brother. I can't wait. But again, I'm with you. I see where you're coming from. In a city like New York, you want to have a captain. You want to have a player that embodies that sentiment, that earns that name as captain. But it's got to be warranted. I don't want to just give it out just willy nilly. You know what I'm saying, to anybody. So we'll see. We'll see if a captain arises, and maybe Uncle Steve is forced to give the captainship out. Maybe there's a player that says, "This is my team." You know.
Well, one thing he said, Sess, was he'll never let it happen, and never say never.
Agreed.
They're going to make you eat your words when you do let it happen. So you never say never, especially in professional sports. Steve Cohen, I love you, man. I really do. But you should know all about New York. You got to be careful what you say, because they're gonna bring that back to you once you allow it to happen. If Pete Alonso were to sign that contract, then Pete Alonso deserves to be the captain of the New York Mets, hands down.
Oof.
Pete was there longer than all of them. So how do you not make Pete Alonso the captain?
Well, again, listen. If you go by who's there the longest, fine. But that wouldn't be my criteria. You know what I mean? I would see someone who leads on the field and off. Maybe someone who in the clubhouse is bringing guys together.
That's the debate we want to have.
Yeah.
How are you going to sit there and tell me that Pete Alonso doesn't lead off and on field?
I don't know. I don't know what he does.
Trouble?
I don't know what he does. What he's like in the clubhouse. But you're right. I don't see him getting in trouble. I see he does the right thing.
I don't see no one has ever talked bad about Pete Alonso. Now that he's off the Mets, let's see what happens, because we know how that goes too, Sess.
Yeah.
As soon as you leave or you depart, everybody wants to start kicking you back in.
Yeah, that's true.
So Brandon Nimmo, he left. So and then later on came out that he, because he was a supporter of the current president, now it started some friction. So it's like, at the end of the day, okay, why didn't we hear this before?
Nimmo was another name you heard as a potential captain once upon a time, but that ship has sailed. My brother, that's good stuff with the Mets right there. You want to take it over to the World Baseball Classic?
Before we do that, Sess, let's get into more of concerning, before we even get into the 2026 season. Players don't want a salary cap, and that's why it's looking more closer to a lockout. We also want to talk about, let's talk about the lockout first. What is your idea, your opinion about the lockout, and what do you think about what they're saying? Because that's what sources are saying, that the players do not want a salary cap. What do you think about that, Sess?
Yeah, I mean, it's the age-old thing. They don't want the salary cap. I don't think it's going to be a lockout. I think it's a little ways away, but I think they'll figure it out by then. We got time for that, but it's always something with baseball. There's always going to be negotiations because everybody wants more pieces of the pie. So we'll see what happens, my brother. I'm not too worried about it right now, though, to be honest with you. There's another lockout we're going to talk about that might occur that we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Do you remember exactly?
Excuse me.
We all talked about it as friends. When Alex Rodriguez got his contract, and he was the first. I believe it was $250 million.
$252 million for 10 years for the Texas Rangers.
Do you remember how everyone was like, who deserves that money?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no player deserves all of that. And then we had our own talks amongst our crew, and we was like, yo, that's crazy. But Sess, when we think about it, 162 games plus playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay? You're missing a whole summer from your family. Okay? And going into the fall. When we think about it, I can't say, and I will never say, there should be a salary cap. It's insane. But people have been saying exactly what's going on with the Dodgers. What they did with Shohei. I mean, is it fair or is it not?
The Dodgers getting away with something right there, man. I mean, look, our boys kind of started that with Bobby Bonilla. We've talked about it before with deferring money and all that. To me, I never look at it as, at least maybe when we were younger, I felt a little differently, but as in my older age now, I never look at it as the players are getting overpaid. They're making too much. I just look at it as that's what the market is, and somebody's willing to pay. It's almost like real estate. Your house is worth whatever the market is telling you it's worth. Just because you paid 300 for it, the market says it's worth five now. Mm-hmm. You might have not put a dime into it, but that's just what it is. So I think for me, I never say players get overpaid, this like that. I just think they have good representation, bad representation. They sign good deals, they sign bad deals. That A-Rod deal was epic at the time.
Yes.
And there's a few deals that are crazy right now in the game, as we know. But shout out to them. As long as the owners are willing to pay, and they're willing to pay that luxury tax that comes along with it, get that money. Get that money while you're young, because like my man C Flash said, it's a long grind, baseball. I mean, we're sitting here early February. They're already down there working, and they'll be doing that for the next 7-8 months straight.
Yes. Yes.
So 9 really, when you think about it. So it is what it is, my brother. Plus they got the World Baseball Classic this year, which adds a little bit more pressure, a little bit more fun to the action, my brother.
Correct. Also, just wanted it was also brought up 3 players, which is crazy because again, it makes us all question how many of these players really hold on to their injuries and allow it to stay quiet. So it's just crazy because us being Mets fans, for most that don't know, we are Mets fans. Lindor had his hammock bone surgery, and
right.
it's just so ironic that he's one of 3 players who had it done. We had Jackson Holliday and Corbin Carroll, so they're all getting this stuff done now, which is insane, But hey, it makes sense. But it's like, how many other players, okay, are holding on to injuries and not letting the medical staff or the physical training staff know? Mm-hmm. It's an issue, I know you want to be, or the pressure is higher than what we could talk about, because these are the top athletes. You made it to the top level. So when you get these big contracts, is it possible that you just want to keep this under, these injuries under wraps because you want to, fulfill these contractual obligations? Or at the end of the day, it really does happen, and hey, you want to bring it up. Is it fraud or is it truth, Says?
Oof, I think it's probably case by case there, my brother. Pop chimes in. He says, "What these ball players put their bodies through, pay them their money." Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I agree with that. Listen, I'm sure players fake injuries all the time.
Yes.
I remember the hamate bone. I remember the first time I ever heard about that was Jeff Bagwell back in the day.
Yes.
With the Astros, they say he broke his hamate bone. We're like, what the heck is that? And since then, it's been like everybody breaks their hamate bone now. Francisco Alvarez, I think, broke his hamate bone a couple years ago. So.
Yeah, well, I think they're all getting it done at the right time, and it's a smart move. I just hope that hey, for our guy, I wish everybody well, but for our team, we hope that Frankie Lindor, his heals and he's ready to go by opening day.
Exactly, that's all we care about, my brother.
Before we get to the World Baseball Classic, I also want to talk about Mike Trout. So Mike Trout recently says he wants to return to center field. What's next for his career? Will he ever win a World Series? Basically, what should Mike Trout do for his future? I mean, at the end of the day, the clock is ticking, folks. So to all our Village Legend viewers and sports fans, please, what is your opinion, or how do you guys feel with Mike Trout? Because at one point in baseball, he was the face of the MLB. Mm-hmm. So,
he was going straight to Cooperstown at one point.
Shout out to Mike Trout. He's from Jersey, so we want to give him all love. Mm-hmm. But your clock is ticking, Mike.
He's 34 years old. He'll be 35.
Another big max contract player, and it's time, Mike. I mean, what you doing? it's got to be eating you up that you see that you had Shohei Ohtani on your team, and look what he's doing. So it's like, Mike, what's going on?
It's funny. He played 130 games last year.
Okay.
You wouldn't think it because it was a quiet season for Mike Trout. 26 homers, only hit 232. Had a couple stints on the DL. Mike Trout, if healthy, I mean, he was one of the greats. He was destined to be one of the greats. He was on a straight ride to Cooperstown.
Correct.
Do not pass go, do not collect 200. He was a first ballot. You couldn't stop him, and then the injury bug hit, and it really has never stopped for him. It would be awesome if Mike Trout was fully healthy and could return to center field and could play to the level, or at least close to the level that he used to play. It's going to be hard because he was very elite. I would have loved the Mets to pick him up and give him a shot out there. If it wasn't Luis Robert, I would have loved to try Mike Trout out there, bring him back home. But we'll see, my brother. I'm not going to knock him. Speaking of, I want to bring up another player real quick, but let's finish on the Mike Trout thing first.
Okay.
I think that I hope he does well. Let me put it that way. I think he's got if he could stay injury free, he's probably got 3 good years left. He can get to 500 home runs.
Just how old is he now?
He's going to be 35 in August, so he'll be 35 during this year.
He's in the prime of his career right now.
For baseball, he's probably maybe a little past it, but and especially his body is probably not in the prime. But let's see, he can get to 500 homers, and it might be a lock for the Hall of Fame at that point, my brother.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. Real quick, the other person I wanted to bring up was Bryce Harper, where he was very surprised this week that his GM opened up his mouth and spoke about Bryce in a negative light. And Bryce said, "Listen, I thought we were going to keep this stuff in house when I signed here, but I guess he had different plans. I don't know if they're trying to tell him something or what, but
it's business. This is not. Everybody keeps thinking that, hey, once we sign you, we're family. There is no family if you're not producing championships. Bryce, you're known to be vocal. At the end of the day, you were a damn phenom. You were like LeBron James, in your sport, and that's the sport of baseball. At the end of the day, it's like, yo, Bryce, you have not won a World Series championship. So they're thinking, hey, you have a lot of mouth, son, and you want to direct your career and tell us what you want to do.
So they clap back. They're
clapping back. They're clapping back. So I mean, what else are they to do? Seth, come on, make it make sense.
I hear you.
Village Legend viewers, make it make sense. What are we missing? That these high-profile superstars in all of these sports, every sport, they get the contract, they come over, but they're not doing nothing in the first 2 seasons. It's very rare that they actually have success. It's very rare. But yet now, y'all want to sit there and tell the upper executive offices what to do? You gotta be losing your damn mind and bumping your head 20 times.
I think they're trying to light a fire under Bryce. He had a subpar year for him. Only 75 ribbies last year. Kyle Schwarber in the lineup, so I think he's trying to light a fire under him and say, hey, Bryce, we need a little more from you this year, brother. Even though he gives a lot, I give Bryce credit. He plays through injury. He's a good ball player, but Philly, brother, they want to win.
Yes, they do, and they're not playing. Mm-hmm. They're not playing. So, Bryce, get out of your feelings and understand what they want. But hey, the New York area, the Mets, the Yankees, we all want to win. It's business.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
What else we got, brother?
That's it for now. A World Baseball Classic, Seth.
Touch on it.
I believe, because of hearing that we're going to have Screwball and Skeens pitching for us.
Yes, we are.
It's crazy because we named a lot of superstars. Bryce is playing. Get ready, and we're putting all, okay? We're putting Japan on notice. We're putting all of everybody on notice. Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, everybody. The U.S. is coming for the World Baseball Classic Championship. Bottom line, all right? U.S. will dominate.
Oof.
What do you think, Sess?
The pitching, listen, it's early. Remember, they're not going to let Paul Skeens throw 100 pitches.
No,
it's not going to happen. So, his first game, he'll probably only throw 3 innings, for the first go-around. Skubal, too. So, it's going to be up to the other guys, the lesser-named guys like Matthew Boyd and these kind of guys. So, we shall see, my brother. I love the World Baseball Classic, folks. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of intensity at a time of year when you're not used to it. Usually it's a dead time of year. It's spring training, nothing going on. But the WBC pumps it up another level, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Like you said, DR is stacked. I love watching the Cubans always play ball. They'll be back. So it should be fun, my brother. So
it's more personal, Seth.
Yeah. It's fun, and the crowds. It's not like regular Major League Baseball. The crowds are on fire for these games. It's a lot of fun. It's a great atmosphere.
Yes.
If they're in your city, check them out because it's a lot. It's a lot of fun. We'll see what happens, my brother. I'm not prepared to say the U.S. is going to win yet. I'll get a little closer and I'll make my call in a week or two. We'll see what we got, brother. From there, that's about it on the diamond, I would say.
Yes,
From there, we move on to the one and only hardwood, my brother. That would be the NBA, the WNBA, and the NCAA. What do we got in the basketball world?
Everybody that is definitely sport fans, we had a great weekend. Of course, those who know, the NBA All-Star Weekend took place. Shout out to Anthony Edwards, who is the MVP of the All-Star Game. Those critics in the past, and also analysts and just straight NBA fans that have been killing the All-Star games, there has been a rise in approval this weekend. A lot of people said that they enjoyed what they saw, and they said moving forward they can get down with this. For me and Seth, we have our own opinions from the slam dunk contest and from the game itself. I want to get into saying that the Stars versus Stripes, which it's kind of confusing to me how they did this, but okay. Stars defeats the Stripes 47-21. World loses to Stripes 48-45, and Stars beat Stripes Stripes wins 42 versus the Stars 40. So it's a lot. Like I breaking it down and actually checking it out, I said, well, this is something new and different. Sess, what do you think about this?
It's dumb. I think it's dumb. I'm going to say it straight up. I think it stinks. All-Star Weekend has fallen off a cliff for me. I thought it was so boring throughout. I used to love All-Star Weekend. You know me. I used to get pumped for the three-point contest, for the dunk contest, of course, and then the game itself. These 12-minute games that they play now, I think is whack. I think it really is. I think they got to go back to the way it was. Now, granted, I will give you this. They did appreciate the game more this year than in years past, and they're giving your boy Victor Wembanyama a lot of credit for that because he told them from the gate that he was going to play very hard, and the rest of the players followed suit. So they played, legit basketball for a lot of the game or the games yesterday. But it's not for me overall, my brother. It just does not. The format does not work for me. I don't like it at all. And then you combine that with the fact that Damian Lillard won the three-point contest. He's not even playing in the regular season. He's got a torn Achilles. They let him participate. He won the whole damn thing. And then the dunk contest was awful. My man Keshad Johnson, the winner of the slam dunk contest, was some of the most basic dunks you ever seen for a dunk contest.
Says the best part of his performance was his dancing.
Oh my God, please, with the dancing. Oh my God, that's all he wanted to do, my man, was dance. They should have just let him dance all night. Oh my goodness
He
gracious.
beat Carter Bryant, and
Yep.
Carter Bryant, he in the last round says he couldn't even finish his dunk. Like,
Oh,
what are we doing here?
what are we doing is right. It was brutal. It was brutal. So the NBA has a lot of work to do. They are not, uh, you know, I give you credit. They are saying it was better than years past, the game
Yeah.
itself. But overall, the NBA has some issues this year.
Yes, it does.
They got to work through them. They definitely got to work through them.
It could
My brother.
could be better.
Yeah.
It definitely could be better.
Yep.
From our end, we're different. We speak our minds
Yep.
on our podcast and at the end of the day, our show. So, but
Pop,
again,
real quick, my brother Pop checks in. He says that Ant-Man is something else. Yes, he is.
yes, he is.
Ant-Man's something else. He
And
really is.
Anthony Edwards will continue to be that way. I like how he calls the LeBrons, the KDs, the old men. He calls them old men.
Nice.
You know, the older guys. But he says it and he pays homage
in a respectful way.
that they paved the way for him.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they've done. Watching Ant is the brother's a piece of art, and he's nasty.
Yeah, he's nasty.
If
He's
y'all
really
don't know
good.
about Anthony Edwards, y'all better start watching basketball. He's really the truth.
All right, brothers, we hit the 40-minute mark. What else we got going?
Top 5 NBA power rankings. You want to start first?
Go ahead. You go first, my brother, this time.
All right, because it's getting hot. They
As we
mind
come
you
back.
that the NBA won't be back till Thursday, folks. They're still on their break, so just get prepared for all the fans that are out there. They'll be back Thursday. My NBA top 5 power rankings, with an honorable mention, of course, is number 1 is the Pistons, OKC number 2, the Knicks number 3, San Antonio number 4, number 5 Denver, and the honorable mention is Boston.
Nice. Pretty close list. I got the Thunder at the top. I got the Pistons at 2. The Spurs at 3, followed by my Knicks. And then Denver at 5, with Boston being my honorable mention as well, my brother. What else we got in the world of basketball? You want to touch on some NCAA stuff too, right?
Yes. So for all my NCAA college basketball tournament fans and just crazies, I call them, get ready. This is just a little preview right now. Even though we're still in the middle of February, March Madness will be approaching us soon. I will have our special guest callers to call our show, and we will be debating. For those who are gamblers out there who pretty much don't know about, if you're at work, because a lot of people form their own little bracket tournaments and and pools, I'll say. And for those who want to get educated, start watching college basketball now. If you can do it now. At the end of the day, college basketball is heating up just like the NBA, if you want to say that, but it's been like that for years. That's one thing you can't say about college basketball, is that college basketball has taken a downslide. No, it has not. College basketball is still on a flame.
March Madness.
And I'm biased, but again, I'm gonna come out there and say it. My Michigan Wolverines
You know what's
are
coming,
the number
folks.
1 team in the country.
Show them the shirt. Show them the hoodie.
Yes,
There it is.
yes. So all those who don't see it, now y'all see it.
Just make sure they got all their
Now y'all
timeouts.
see it. Hey, let me sit back down. Yes, and it's the first time in 13 years that they have hit the number 1 spot. They are currently 24-1, claiming 60 out of 61 votes. Top 10 in NCAA men's college basketball is Michigan. Number 2 is Houston. Duke is number 3. Arizona is number 4. Number 5 is UConn. Number 6 is Iowa State. Number 7, Purdue. Number 8, Kansas. Number 9, Nebraska. Number 10, Illinois. From what I've been watching thus far, these teams are hungry and they have a bunch of talented players on them. It's not the fact that I'm just a Michigan fan, but I love to see what I'm seeing in college basketball. And to all the NBA recruits and scouts, you're going to have a lot of talent coming into the NBA this year. Um, I want to give a shout out real fast to. Is it okay to, without disrespecting him, but because he's been in the game for so long, he soon will be called legendary. But he's a current head coach, so I'm not going to disrespect the great Gino Auriemma out of the University of Connecticut.
He's a
Um,
legend. He's a living legend. You got to give him that.
he just tied the retired and Hall of Famer Stanford coach Tara Vanderveer for most AP 25 appearances. UConn is currently number one in the country at 27-0. The Huskies just have that basketball gene. They are phenomenal with men and women, and they just keep doing their damn thing. And just want to give a shout out to all of that. Also, Sess, we want to touch on the WNBA CBA negotiations. Talk to him, my brother.
Yes, indeed. It's underway. What's his name? The NBA commissioner, Silver?
Yes.
Adam Silver?
Adam
That's his name,
Silver.
Adam Silver.
Yes, sir.
He's kind of overseeing it. He's not directly involved with the WNBA, negotiations with the players in the league. The season is supposed to start May 8th. He's saying we're getting close to critical. He's not putting a deadline on the talks just yet. But we're getting close to that point where, if you guys want this season to start on time, we got to get a deal worked out soon. Now, the basis of it, my brother, is as follows. The league is offering the players 70% of net revenue after deducting their expenses. And the players are challenging that, and they want 30% of gross revenue. That means before they deduct their expenses. According to Silver, they're getting closer in the negotiations. I'm with the players. I mean, it's very simple.
How is it hard to not be with them?
It's not a tough
It's
decision
their
here, folks.
sweat. It's their tears and blood and tears.
And by the way, these accountants that these leagues have, they can find a way to make that 30% to the players an expense anyway. They'll find a way to expense that too. So I wouldn't be that concerned with it. Hopefully they get it done and they get to play a regular season on time and in full. What do you think?
Man, it's just the technicality of everything. Listen, I know what it feels like to work under a contract, and I just want to say that I stand with these ladies. I stand with the men as well. When it comes to contractual conditions, listen, there's so many things that that play a part with this, and I really hope that a lot of the sport fans, which is listening to our Village Legends community, which we have, listen, this thing is real. This is for your future. And I know a lot of people sit there and say, well, but you're athletes and, you're making a shitload of money. Listen, at the end of the day, do you know what's going on in that? From baseball, football, what did I say? I said baseball, football, basketball. What do we say when they go through these injuries? When they gotta go through surgeries? I mean, there's a lot that plays in it. They're not spending time with their families. So, at one point, because of ignorance, and I stand on it and say it, because of ignorance and not being well knowledgeable of everything, there plays a lot. So it's like, who are we to sit there and say that an athlete doesn't deserve all their money? They're entertaining us, but they do go through injuries, and some of them play hurt when they need surgery. They're still out there going on that and performing for us. So it's like, all right, I hear you, I hear everybody, and I get it, but just take the time to understand exactly what's going on, and be more mindful and knowledgeable as to what these athletes are doing for us.
Yep. Just remember what I said in the past, though. Ladies, don't get greedy. Take a good deal when you have one, and get your season in, because they will not hesitate to cancel you guys for the season if you don't get a deal done. So if it's a good deal on the table, take it and wait till the next round of negotiations for something more. That's my advice to them, if I could, my brother. All right, before we wrap it up, let's see real quick. I'll get to the birthdays real quick. Want to give a shout out to Michael Jordan, wins another championship, my brother. 23XI Racing. His team won the Daytona 500. What's his name? Tyler Reddick.
Yeah.
Tyler Reddick. They both won their first title, and you got to give him props. Michael Jordan is a winner no matter what he does in life. It's amazing.
Did you see how excited he was?
He was excited. It was like holding up the NBA
it
trophy.
Brought back the trophies from when he was winning championships in the NBA.
Yes, indeed, my brother. It was awesome to watch. Awesome. Before we get out of here real quick, happy birthday, John McEnroe. Turns 67 years old.
All right, Big Mac.
Mark Price. Remember Mark Price, Cleveland Cavaliers
yes.
sharpshooter, turned 62. And someone we talked about in episode 36, here at episode 37, has a birthday. That's Jerome Bettis, the bus, my brother. Happy 54th to Jerome. See Flash. That's episode 37. Folks, that's a little slice of sports heaven for you right there. Take us out, my brother, as only you can. Talk to him.
All love to everyone that tuned in today. Again, have a safe and productive week. And as always, think sports.
Peace.
Peace.